their time off to get enough sleep, transport managers need to understand they're responsible for providing drivers opportunities to sleep. If we're to move away from napping as a reaction to fatigue to a more planned strategy, then companies, coordinators and drivers must start to share the responsibility. Drivers and coordinators must work together to improve schedules to allow sufficient sleep.
Maybe wander out of here tomorrow morning with Barry and get into Melbourne Monday evening, give yourself plenty of time.
Being a professional driver means having the discipline to manage your sleeping patterns. Drivers carry a lot of responsibility and need to set things up so they get 8 hours every day. Anything you can do to minimise noise, heat or any discomfort will improve your sleep. Different drivers have found tricks that help them relax and sleep. So experiment to find out what works for you. Try to find a spot where it is quiet, safe and some distance from the road. Time your pit stops to coincide with your body's natural lulls. Many companies have elected as part of their policy to provide earplugs, eye shades and air-conditioned sleeping birds. There you go, Stuart. It's recommended that drivers act responsibly and contact their supervisor advising them where they plan to nap. This is a safeguard for the driver and security for the load. Unplanned napping can be unsafe as the location itself may be hazardous. Getting a good nap involves the same considerations as normal sleep. A good nap is obtained in quiet, dark, comfortable conditions where drivers feel safe. Naturally, sleepiness in the afternoon lull helps.
Good evening.
Napping can only be considered good practice where there is a commitment to obtaining sufficient main sleep on a daily basis. Napping is an essential second-line defence if things go wrong and sufficient sleep cannot be obtained. In the eyes of the law, a truck, the roadway and other road users are considered to be part of a dynamic workplace. So when the Occupational Safety and Health Act requires employers to provide a safe working environment and employees to operate a safe system of work, it covers the issue of fatigue as a major safety issue in the workplace. The industry is warned that napping to make up for insufficient main sleep due to bad schedules could be seen as misuse. Companies are cautioned that napping practices should not lead to extending working hours beyond what is legitimate.
If an accident is caused by driver fatigue and the driver should have known that he or she has not had adequate sleep, then the consequences for the driver can be severe. They could face serious criminal charges such as dangerous driving or culpable driving causing death, possibly even manslaughter. The driver could also be liable in damages. Where the driver's workload is set by a contractor or employer, they too could face legal responsibility unless they have taken steps to ensure that the driver has had adequate sleep.
Managers need to be aware that sticking to the legal minimum doesn't provide drivers with enough time to get to sleep and recover from a nap. Coordinators can build sufficient discretion for a nap into schedules. Drivers must use their own discretion in planning a nap up to 45 minutes, as they may need to extend into the 10 hours of non-working time allocated under the Act. The regulations would be easy to comply with if local government laws permitted parking for sufficient time for a nap. It is vital that members of the transport industry act to develop sound policy in relation to these laws. The purpose of this video is to provoke you to think about your company's napping policy. Further guidance can be found in the document A Napping Policy to Prevent Commercial Driver Fatigue. The different demands of livestock